make sure that the stream is live and working correctly, and we'll get going. And it seems to be working fine. So what I want to do is, I've already put out the ready for launch day builds for the Devastator and the Technomancer, and I'm working on my Trickster build at the moment. So let's do a bit of item farm for the Trickster for half an hour, and we'll do a bit of boss farming. So this is Goss. What I'm running at the moment is, for the boss, 2 automatic slug shotguns. Both of them rolled with crit damage, one of them with shield bonus, and one of them, well, a god roll really, with 15% extra critical hit chance. I'm running twisted rounds for skills, that's the core of my build, with temporal blade and slow trap. And for items I'm running strong twist, which increases our firepower by 15%, additional mag, which gives us an additional magazine of twisted rounds, Thunderdome, which fully recharges our shield when the slow trap ends, Cut Loose, which reduces the temporal blade cooldown by 20%, and Double Stop, which increases the duration of the paralysis inflicted by temporal blade by 100%. Let me just hydrate a bit. Unfortunately, for the Trickster, I haven't yet been able to find a sweet spot build. I'm not yet sure if it's possible. During the demo, it might not be possible until we unlock our 5th skill, which is, I'll tell you in a minute, which is the Cyclone Slice. It just seems that I do manage to increase my DPS quite a bit, and I deal damage, but at times when I am faced with multiple enemies, I'm still a little bit too squishy. So we'll see how it goes. For the time being, we're gonna be farming Goss, so let's get into it. I've got no problems with single targets and bosses, as you'll see now. So twisted rounds, temporal slice, slow trap, and I'll go to town on him. And he's gonna teleport in a second. That's so far. Oh my days, I almost melted him there. He's not gonna like this. Oh, that was Gus. So it's fast, single targets, absolutely no problem. But where I struggle is multiple targets. So let's get some better items and see if we can improve this build and create a more viable one. So in case you didn't know, the way you farm Ghost is you kill him, loot the chest, which is, as far as I know, the only chest in the game that can drop legendary gear. Then you return to lobby, you select the story point, you select the confront the altered at the tower point, confirm it, and when you continue game, you'll be spawned just before the boss fight every time. So you can kill him again, loot the chest, and rinse and repeat. The downside is the loading times, so Terra Infirma is still probably a better way of farming captains. But I wanted to see how the build does so far with the boss. Ghost the Electro Freak. Let's see how Ghost the Altar does against us. Forgot to skip the cutscene there. Let's use a melee as well, maybe it helps. There's more than his half of his health melted. I should have meleeed earlier. I would have stopped him. No, this one took longer than last time. I should have meleeed him and stopped him when he tried to cast his shield wall, because that heals him, I believe. Come on, chesty chest, give us some juicy loot. Give us the legendary. So far I've only gotten one legendary, unfortunately. I only started last Wednesday, and I think by then the legendary drops were already patched. So yeah, if you didn't know, today I put out the builds for the Devastator and the Technomancer, and the builds are ready for launch day. And unless Square Enix and People Can Fly do some massive changes to the game, those builds should hold, and they should be brilliant to start farming right on launch day. The Devastator is just unreal with the auto-reflect bullets. It's just, you're unkillable, It's max HP, it's probably... While I do favor the Technomancer more, because it's more of my style, chilling, sitting at the back of the battlefield and killing, I think I'm gonna man the Devastator for launch, just because of how easy it is to play with it. You just can't die, and that will probably improve the farm a lot more. It dealt a lot less damage this time, not too sure why. Ah, I know why. I didn't enable my twisted rounds. Smart boy. Not enabling my twisted rounds, smart boy. Come on, Chesty. Now you can do it. Let's see what that... I need to stop looting the greens. Cyclone skill. Yeah, I think Cyclone Slice will be very good. Unfortunately, we don't have access to it yet. In the demo, we're limited to level 7 and the first 4 skills only, and World Tier 5. Hi, Diana. Oh yes, and the second build I put out is for the Technomancer, and the Technomancer is, in my opinion, the highest DPS with weapons that there is in the game right now. I mean, I can melt this boss within 10 to 13 seconds every time. Blighted rounds is just super OP. I didn't go like most of the other content creators with anomaly power. I went for firepower because in my testing I found that I deal a lot more damage with critical hits, and probably that is why it's different for me, is that I roll critical hits on my weapon and I go with critical hit damage. Come on, Ghost, die. There we go. Yeah, so dealing with this boss is extremely easy. Absolutely no problem for the Trickster. But I'll show you in the stream that I'll do later on that when you're dealing with multiple targets, sometimes you're very close to die. And for launch day, that wouldn't be very, very good, because the world tier will go to level 6 probably the moment you set foot into the game, and the enemies will hit harder, and you will still gonna be too squishy and still not be able to heal enough to deal with them. So that's why what I'm doing now, and just trying to farm better items, get a few more rolls, see what I can crop together, and see if I can come up with a better build. And for those of you interested, I've also put out the benchmark video on the RTX 3090 and the Ryzen 9 5950X. For some reason this game now is limited to 120 frames per second because I don't need more while I'm streaming, but for some reason in big fights and in the city at camp, the game stops using the GPU. We're not CPU bound, but for some reason it really drops the GPU usage. I shouldn't have changed weapons, I messed up there, so I lost my twisted rounds. That's a lightning storm, and that's not good. We're gonna die here. Maybe not. No, we didn't die. Alright, then let's do go. We were close to dying there, very close.
And so, Outrider, you've had your first kill. We altered the die so easily.
Hello, guys and girls. See, we have 4 viewers. Whoever you are, make yourselves known in the chat. So in case you guys don't know, I'm playing Outriders demo, and what I'm doing now, I'm farming the only boss available in the demo for items for my Trickster. I'm trying to work out on a better build for the Trickster, because at the moment it's a little bit too squishy and I don't quite like it. It's nowhere near as good as my Devastator and Technomancer. 70 degrees on a Ryzen 7 3700X. Yeah, 70 degrees is no issue whatsoever on any processor for that matter. Intel's go, I think their TJ, it's close to 100 degrees now. Obviously you don't want to run any processor close to 100 degrees, but yeah, 70 degrees is no issue. Look at my 5950X is sitting at 69 degrees, 68 now. You can see it on the top left. But yeah, 70 degrees is decent. Depends on what cooling you're using. If you're on water, and I am on water, you should be able to hold it below 70 degrees or around there. Around 80 degrees I start getting worried about temperatures with processors. But then again, it also depends. If you're using an older generation, but your 3700X, that's not that old, it's only the last generation of Ryzen's. But my i7 2600K, which is the king of processors in my view, I used to overclock that processor to untold degrees. It was, well, the base clock was 3.4 gigahertz, and I've always kept it overclocked to 4.5 and at times to 4.9 gigahertz. I didn't manage to break his steel wall. That will cost me now. Sometimes I double tap, and I don't know why I do that, because there is no way that I'm gonna die if I don't kill him quick. Yes, managed to kill him. Yeah, so as I was saying, my 2600K used to stay closer to 80 degrees, but that was an older architecture. They were much more resilient to heat than the newer ones. And if my tempered glass heat is okay, what do you mean about your tempered glass? You mean that the tempered glass panel on your case is a little bit warm? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there. If it's just the panel, the tempered glass panel on your case, that is, that's a bit warm, that's normal. I'm using, if you look at one of my videos, the Reaper build, I'm using a case that has a tempered glass, the Fantex P500D Alpha, I think RGB it's called. And yeah, it will be warm. That's because your GPU, your video card is there, and my one, it's a little bit worse because it's mounted vertically, so the fans are blowing. You've got my tempered glass panel, then the video card, so the fans are blowing on the video card and then reflecting the heat back at the tempered glass panel. But yeah, having it warm, it's no issue. Since your processor is at 70 degrees, that means that the temperature in your case will be somewhere, I don't know, 40, 50 degrees. It's going to be warm inside your case as well, so nothing unusual or wrong with that. Yeah, let's return to lobby. Hello Hunterica, how are you doing? Gamax 300R. Gamax 300R, what is that? I'm not familiar with that. Oh, is that the case, Gamax 300R? Oh, a cooler. I'm not familiar with that cooler. Is that an air cooler or water cooler? An AIO all-in-one.
Jakob, I've reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
What are you seeing in there?
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Leads are getting close. This altar, did I not mention? He's a goddamn electro freak.
Thank you very much. Good to see you're doing good, Hunterica. Thank you. Oh, air cooler. That's decent. The 3700X, that's an 8-core CPU. If you're getting 70 degrees on an air cooler, I'd say that's decent in my opinion. That's a win in my book. I'm on an AIO, one of the best AIOs. I am on an Arctic Liquid Freezer 360 millimeters. And I'm getting, well, 70 degrees now. It's a given that my CPU has 8 more cores, but still. I think that's brilliant, 70 degrees for an air cooler. Come on, there goes. 3 heat pipes, 135 millimeters. Oh, that's a chunky cooler. 135 millimeters was that? Yeah, that's a chunky cooler. How many? That probably has 120 millimeters fans on it. How many of them, too?
Anyone's winning this goddamn war. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
Got some nice armor. Let's see. Twist around. Receive 30% resistance piercing bonus. Oh, one. No, that's good. With only one fan on air and you get 70 degrees. No, I'd be happy with that. I'd be really happy. That means that if you go water cooling, you're probably gonna get a lot better temperatures. But I wouldn't bother. Why invest the money when you're getting 70 degrees? It depends on how much you get during the summer, when the temperature inside your house will be it's gonna be a lot warmer all over the place. Let me just check what items I got. Have you guys tried Outriders? The demo is free, you can try it right now. I pair my GPUs an RTX 2070 Super WindForce 3X OC. I've used the WindForce 3X OCs back in the days of the 900 series. I used to own, well, 2 actually, because I used to run them in Sly. 2 gigabytes GTX 970s. I like the cooling from Gigabyte. And yeah, 2070 Super, that's more than enough. Especially in this market where you can't buy GPUs. It's just unreal. 63 degrees at max, 99% usage. That's brilliant, yeah. Yeah, when you manage to find a game that sits at 99% usage, check out even this game, how sometimes it drops to 66% usage. 94% usage, yeah, so it's got, well, it's a demo, so it's got some issues with optimization. But it's based on Unreal Engine, and, well, PUBG is Unreal Engine. I think that one is not optimized even to this day. Using twisted rounds again. I missed my temporal blade on him. $63 degrees, that's brilliant. What am I getting? 73 degrees now? But I am sitting at 25.5 degrees Celsius in my room. I like my room to be warm. No, your temperatures are fine, more than fine.
Come see me in my bunker.
Have you set up your RAM? Have you set up your RAM speed correctly for your Ryzen processor? Have you enabled the OCP in your BIOS? Thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you. $3,200 MHz, brilliant. Yeah, because I see so many people that buy expensive RAM, and well, because you'd assume that if you buy expensive fast RAM, you just put it in and it just works, and they just keep running it at lower frequencies for ages. People don't realize that running your RAM at a high speed, despite the fact that it's rated by the manufacturer, it's still considered an overclock. Oh, no, decent PC, decent build. 6 months, so that means that you managed to, well, not pay the premium that most people pay these days for, well, the state of the market, the scalpers, the mining, and everything that goes with it. God, it's satisfying how I just unload my automatic shotgun into this thick skull. Ah, you had to teleport, you just wouldn't let me have my glory, so I can kill you just there and then. Let's hydrate.
Goddamn war. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come to me in my bunker.
That's good, mate. That's good. Figure 2070, how much do they go for these days? Probably they ask for ridiculous prices. Receive 10% weapon leech while this skill is active. I might try this. It didn't roll with firepower, which I would have needed more. CPU 260 pounds. That's good, man. Those are really good prices. People would pay £100 over what you've paid, and they'd be very happy these days. Very happy. Processors, probably not. It's not such an issue. Processors you can still get, but the video card, the GPUs, it's just unreal. The prices are ridiculous.
Jakob, I've reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
What are you seeing in there?
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means you're getting close. This altar, did I not mention? He's a goddamn
I've probably farmed this boss for about 200 times now. I still haven't managed to get a legendary out of that chest. Like I said, I've only managed to get one legendary so far, and that was from the captains in Terra Infirma, but he does this every time to me, right? As I'm about to finish him, he just decides to teleport. Whoop, I ran out of mouse pad there.
And so, Outrider, you've had your first kill. We all...
At least we're getting some decent overpulls, hopefully.
I'm trying.
Don't thank me yet. You still got a warning.
Not sure anyone's winning this fight.
Let's have a look what weapons we've got so far. Ooh, armor pierce and stiffening. Weapon leech, we might want to try that. So this one gives us full shield, but having weapon leech 10%, but it didn't roll with bonus firepower. I need one with bonus firepower. To be honest, for this build I really only care about assault rifles, maybe an SMG, but mostly I care about automatic shotguns. That's what I want most. Entire build was £1,050. Jesus, that's good, man. That's good. Now that's a decent high-end PC. That's decent. That's how much a decent PC should cost. And I know even that £1,050 is out of reach of many, but still, compared to what you have to pay these days to get the parts that you got in your build, it's still really good the price you paid.
Jakob, I've reached the solar
I'm
tower.
starting to get bored of this boss. I think I might just swap to Terra Inferma
Electrical sparks flying
farm the captains there.
This altar, did I not mention?
He's a goddamn electro freak.
You mean he lights up light
Alien
bulbs?
24.5. 240 hertz, that's nice. Alienware, they must be expensive, aren't they? 24.5 inch, that's decent. That's not too big because you're only running it at 1080p, and if they're too big the quality is just, well, it's just too low because there's not enough pixels on the screen. Ah, I missed my melee there. That wasn't good. £264? That's not bad. I'm not sure how much they should be these days. I'm gonna die. Unless my Twister's rounds come. Yeah, no, we're not gonna die, we're pros. We don't die. £264 for a 240 Hz monitor. Again, that's really good. Was that brand new?
You've had your first.
Outrider, what you just did. I've left 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. You still got a warden.
Not sure anyone
Some nice new shoes. Are these the latest version of Air Maxes?
more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
Cool. That's good. That's good. You know what? I'm gonna do another 10 rounds of this boss. Well, not 10, another 5 rounds. So, another 5 rounds of this boss. If we don't, and then we're gonna swap to Terra Inferma and farm the captain there. No, that's a smart move. Look, I'm running an RTX 3090 and I haven't gone for 4K. I'm still running a 144 Hz 4040p panel. Oh, that makes perfect sense, because you play competitive Destiny, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you?
Reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
What are you seeing in there?
No, for the 2070 going higher, probably you would have struggled. Not in low games and esports, but in new AAA titles you would have struggled at times. Something like Cyberpunk, you wouldn't have been able to run it properly at 4040p. You would have had to drop down the details. That's a smart decision. It seems like you've really thought out your PC. You didn't just go and buy it like most people do. You've actually put some thinking in it. You and your teleport. Where did you teleport? Stop teleporting. So annoying. Can you please die? There we go.
Outrider, what you just did. I've left 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. You still got a warden.
Not sure anyone's willing to. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
Yakov,
So what was that? That was the first round. I said I'm gonna do 5 more, so this will be our second one.
Kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means you're getting close. This Alfred, did I not mention? He's a goddamn electro freak.
You mean he lights up light bulbs?
Lights up light bulbs. Stop moving your head. You're making it difficult for me. Of course he's gonna teleport somewhere. And I missed him with my melee. I casted too far away from him. Unbelievable. Can you stop doing that? I'm tired of chasing you. And that's round 2.
Outrider, what you just did. I've left 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. We still got a war.
Not sure anyone's winning this gun. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
Yakov, I've reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
What are you seeing in there?
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means you're getting close. This Alfred, did I not mention? He's a goddamn electro freak.
You mean he lights up light bulbs?
More like
Alright, so round 3, here we go. Let's see how Ghost can mess us about this time. So melee, temporal blade, slow trap, armor bullets, specific skull. I should have melee in between. So what I'll do, I'll melee as he exits the slow trap. Yeah, no! Ah, so close, so close. That was faster. I'm not sure. Probably about 20 seconds, maybe 25. If he would stop and not teleport, he could be dead there and there in the first 2, maybe 3 automatic shotgun bursts.
Anyone's winning.
What kind of
But there's
weapon is
something
that?
even more important you might be able to do.
Oh, it's a double gun. I still don't know what double guns do, to be honest. I think I've used one like while farming, leveling up at some point. So that was round 3. Round 4, here we go. I hope that I'll be able to come up with some good combination of vitamin skills for the Trickster. It's a fun class to play. It just seems like it's missing a skill. It's missing the 5th skill, the one that we don't have access to
Yakov,
to
I've
really
reached
show
the
its
solar
true
tower.
potential.
I'm going in.
what are you seeing in there?
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means you're getting close. This Alfred, did
I have to say that I've really come to like Outriders. Even the chat, the conversations, the dialogue, it's quite witty at times. A little bit too much swearing, a little bit too much foul language, but it's fine. It's a game made for adults. Have some of that, Ghost. Would you like it? Ooh, I managed to interrupt his teleport. Oh, this is my shot. Just die, just die, just die. Oh, nah. Just can't do it. Just need a bit more damage. And I can burst him in one go.
Outrider, what you just did.
So that's round 4 down.
Trying.
Don't thank me yet. We still got a war.
Not sure anyone's winning this goddamn war. But there's something even more important you might be able to do.
The last round we this boss, and then I'll go and farm some terra infirma. I'll have a small break, check if my friends wanna come on and farm with me. And regardless, probably what's the time now? Yeah, probably about half nine to 10 o'clock. That's UK time, so GMT plus
Yeah.
0.
I've reached the solar tower.
I'll come back and I'll do another good half an hour to an hour of farming for this trickster character. So let's see. Fifth time lucky. I think I know I could replace temporal trap with something else. Yeah. Calm down. Good stuff. I pressed F instead of the melee. My bad there, my bad. Oh, I interrupted his shock shift. Incredible.
Outrider, what you just did. I've left 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. I still got a warden.
Not sure
Vagrant's Hood. Let's see what that is all
there's
about.
something even more important.
Cyclone Slice again.
Come see me in my bunker.
This Cyclone Slice might prove to be really good. So I've seen items, this one is giving me shield. I've seen items which give me... Where is it? Can't find it now. Increases skills damage by 14. That's not the one. Oh, it's not here, it's on the trousers, isn't it? Nope, on the gloves. Yeah, look, receive 47 health for each enemy killed. So I think this is the skill that we're missing to just keep our HP always up. Because 47 HP, that's 25% of my HP. I'm only at 193. That would be brilliant if I could do that. So yeah, guys, I'll cut it here. This is it for our first stream on YouTube. To be honest, this was more to test and see if my internet can hold it, if my settings were right, if my computer can run the stream well. What I'll do, I'll take a short break, and hopefully if I feel up to it in about half an hour or so, I'll do another one and we'll do some more farming for the Trickster and see if we can come up with a better build, but we'll do it on Terra Infirma. Thank you very much for watching and see you later. Take care.